And if I could ask Tyrone Woodley a question. Tyrone, you made that comment in the ring about giving the bonus. You didn't want the bonus money, but I understand the money was already in your check. So, like, how do you do that since you already got it?
Well, it wasn't really a bonus money. It was a penalty.
I mean the penalty
from the commission. And it's 2015. I think we'll find a way. When they told me originally, I was pissed off. I've said some words that Dana and a million other people probably have never heard me say. I'm pretty quiet. But sometimes when things are just principle to me really kind of bites me really hard. And it's just tough going through a training camp, especially for me. I changed a lot of things in my life. I'm not a small welterweight myself. I'm a big guy for the welterweight division. So for me to be able to monitor that, make those lifestyle changes, and take it as a professional, I was just kind of a little annoyed. And a lot of it had to do with weight cutting. And, I just read something on my phone. Someone sent me a message. And I just shook these guys' hands and said, all right, I came to fight, let's fight, and I left out. And that was all they needed, and I just kind of swept it under the rug. The kid lost, had his first loss. He's not going to get his win bonus. Dana White's probably yelled at him. His coaches probably yelled at him. He's probably pissed off by himself. So I just can't find it in my heart to do that right now. But I got the win. I had a good performance, and I feel good about it.
And then real quickly for you, Tyrone, right here in front of you. On the Embedded show, it showed you and Kelvin before you went out to the weigh-in, and you said that you weren't mad at him, you were mad at the situation. I was wondering just what you meant by that. Are you mad? Do you have like a certain, stance towards just weight cutting in general? Were you mad that the situation that you got put in and you had to make a hard decision to make? Can you sort of just expand what you meant by you were mad at the decision, at the situation, and not Kelvin?
It just looked like he had a cinder block dropped on top of his head, and I just wanted to let him know. This is a sport to me. I don't have to hate the person to fight him to try to knock him out. That's a part of the fight game. So I just let him know that I was frustrated with the situation. And like I said before, just the principle of it. This is a business to me, and I feel like, it's a sport as well. But when you are a professional in a professional sport, you have to do professional things. And I was just frustrated at the situation because for me, I had, put everything differently in this camp, and I felt like I put some good things together. And weight cut my last 3 weight cuts has been tough. I was like, damn, man, I got the last 3 pounds looked like they didn't want to come off, but I always get them off no matter what. So this time it just fell off, and I was more frustrated with that. Like the one time I'm ready, I'm mentally. I can't even think of too many things that went wrong in this camp, and that's not usually, these fighters just tell you there's all these little nagging injuries, distractions, and things that go up. But I was able to really stay focused this time, and I was just kind of pissed off. So I just want to let him know that, as a sportsman, I wasn't really pissed at him like he thought I was.
And one of the big things I think that he meant that he's not saying is yesterday when he and I were talking, I got to know if there's a fight. Are you accepting him with the 10-pound difference? And he's saying, I feel like this thing's coming down on me now. Like I'm in trouble, or you're acting like I did something wrong, which I wasn't. I'm asking him if he wants to fight or not, but he's right. He's right in that, now he has to make a decision whether he wants to fight a kid that weighs 10 pounds more than him the day of the weigh-in, right? And everything's on the line, his position where he is and everything else. And that's one of these tough things that these guys come in and they have to pull the trigger. Did I just do this whole camp, and do I not want to fight and not make money and just go home? And it's unfortunate when you've been cutting. First of all, these guys are all nasty to deal with when they're cutting weight, right? You don't want to. Last thing you want to do is invade their space or even deal with anything that has to do with business or anything when these guys are cutting weight. I don't even go near these guys when they're cutting weight. And then he's got to make the decision like that yesterday. It's a tough decision to make. I understand the position he was in, and I respect him for taking the fight.
And last question for you, Tyrone. You've been a guy who's texted Dana White before and asked him for things. It seems like you've done, you took a fight on short notice, and now you took a fight against a guy who missed weight. Do you have any requests right now, or are you sort of just, whatever the company decides?
I think that's a soundbite. I think every fighter hears somebody say, I do whatever the company wants me to do, and it sounds good, and they say it. I think what's best for my career, I had my eyes too big looking at the belt when I fought Rory McDonald, and now I'm just looking at beating consistently top 10 guys. I don't know if that's the 5th or 6th top 10 guy I beat in my career. And, your task in front of you is your most important task. If you don't take care of that task, none of the things in the future is going to happen. I'm the number 3 welterweight in the world. I'm always going to be in the talks of a title. And it's a lot of major bouts coming up. I'll be in shape. I didn't get hit up too bad today, so I'll be ready. And if something happens where I got to step in that fight, so for me, I'm just focusing on being a better fighter, bringing more out in the cage, and just really just consistently beating top-level guys. Because it's not like I'm went out there and fought the number 30th guy in the world. That was the number 7 guy in the world who just steamrolled 2 or 3 guys. So for me, it's just being consistent and, staying true to myself.